And it's funny when you observe stuff like that.
Oh,
when people are judging and making fun of other people.
For trying to take care of themselves or have a goal.
If you're reactive right away, you're like, oh, they made me feel bad. But if you fucking zoom out.
Reflection on that.
I now have compassion for them because something's eating them up that they want to be mean to someone else to bring someone else down.
Yeah.
So now, instead of you being, because then you got three options, and correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody lashes out like that and makes fun of you, you either become reactive and you just feel bad, and you're like, oh, you're mean, I feel bad now. Yeah, well, now you're just feeling bad, and they go, haha, I won. Or you fire back, and you're like, fuck you.
Now you're in a gunfight.
Now you're in a gunfight, and one of my favorite historical figures, Martin Luther King, said you can't beat darkness with darkness. Only light can do that. So you can't beat hate with hate. Only love can beat hate, right? 100%. So the third thing is, instead of just having a gunfight or crying and taking all of it, you have compassion for them and observe, oh shit.
Detach from the experience.
They detach from it, and you're like, they don't like something about themselves, consciously or subconsciously. 90% of the time,
it doesn't matter. Yeah,
subconscious. They don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just being mean because your dad was mean to you, and now you're being mean to me. So I can continue this cycle of bullshit and be mean to you, and you're going to be mean to somebody else, and it's going to go on
but
forever.
Now I'm hurting you by letting you stay in that pattern.
Or I take your power away.
Oh, and then when you do take your power away, that gives them at least an opportunity to maybe see something.
The Bridge Podcast, back again. Sean Nixon here.
John Matthew.
How you feeling today?
Feeling good.
Healthy?
Healthy. Ooh, I like what you did there. Post-Christmas hangover.
Yeah, everybody's on that right now. Feeling bad for themselves. And they're like, it's okay, I'll start on Monday. Fuck Monday, it's okay, I'll start January 1st. Calendars are man-made things, guys.
3 years later.
Right? Same. So, we've gone over what kind of calories and how you want to start your training for fat loss. What kind of calories and how you want to build your training for gaining muscle, hypertrophy. Today, we are talking about if your goal is health. So health is pretty general, right? So we're going to break this down into whether you have a specific autoimmune disease, which is just going to be vitamin D, less stress, and getting rid of inflammatory foods that are causing that autoimmune dysfunction, or whether it's type 2 diabetes, which is, resistance training and managing carbohydrates and blah, 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 different types of health. So the first thing becomes the awareness of what your health is, if the health is in, how do we say it, in like a negative versus maintaining health or going towards optimal health.
Not optimal.
If you're not optimal, meaning underweight, then calories matter as well as quality of food.
Yeah, because a lot of people will think immediately in terms of food and nutrition, like overweight automatically unhealthy, or this weight, I need to lose weight to get healthier, right?
Or even skinny being automatically healthy
yes.
Which is not true.
Yeah, like I'm training a couple middle school kids, and a couple of them got skinny packs, and they're like, well, he has abs. I'm like, well, all you guys do. He's just very malnourished.
Yeah, right.
I was the same.
Being malnourished is not the same as being healthy.
He has a six, but you can see it, but the arms are also the size of pencils.
So when it comes to calories, quality and quantity matters at that point.
Yeah.
Until you get to a point where you kind of don't care too much about how you look, you don't have aesthetic goals, and the scale is good enough, then you focus on quality only, and then working in the other layers of health, the mental, emotional, perhaps spiritual, which, believe it or not, connects into everything else. People don't believe it, but I've seen it over and over again. And they have to learn for themselves.
Can't lead a horse to water, right?
You can
lead a horse to water.
Beat him over the fucking head and make him drink.
Shove that water.
How it goes. Right.
So real quick, though, awareness too, because a a lot of people have health goals in combination with
Love it.
a body comp goal, right? And so where does...
Or even performance or whatever.
Exactly.
There's overlap.
Lots of overlap. Some people have all 4 goals, somehow. Which
Sure.
which you
I
can,
mean,
which you
yeah.
can.
Of course you can.
Absolutely.
I love that. So let's say you're underweight and you want to build some muscle, but you also want health. That would be where we would not do a dirty bulk. We would calculate the calories, create a sustainable surplus, and also have high quality micronutrient dense, whole, healthy foods, not eating shit that's inflammatory and things that you're not going to digest well. So that's where quality and quantity comes in. Same thing if you're overweight. We want to create a sustainable calorie deficit, but quality of food and everything else matters. Performance and health is interesting because a lot of times some people sacrifice health for performance, which is absolutely fine if performance is the priority of goals. And if it's temporary.
I was about to say, because no sacrifice of health long term is going to help performance. It's actually going to be a detriment, right?
Absolutely. So, for example, like any offensive lineman in the NFL you see, as soon as they retire, they lose like 50 pounds just for heart health.
Yeah, which is ironic because like a lot of the leaner guys blow up.
Yep.
So it's,
same thing, though.
Yeah. And with that, too, because this is going to be a very common question for people, especially with the fat loss category, is like what is deemed healthy in terms of fat? Like when there's an overlap there, right? Where like I'm losing fat, when does it stop becoming a fat loss goal and becoming a health goal?
Like aesthetic goal at that point.
Because you could be not at your fat loss goal and maybe have a little bit of body fat, but be completely healthy.
100%.
Right?
And that's where a mental, emotional, and perhaps even spiritual health comes in. Because to your point, you're going to get from, say you're going from obese and you want to go to shredded, you're going to get into healthy range for physical health long before your mental health or your aesthetic goals of being whatever 9% body fat are there.
Yeah.
You're going to be down to 14% body fat, be healthy as hell,
Yeah.
but now you're mad and upset and not mentally healthy because you wanted to be fucking six-pack Johnny over here and you're not yet. But you are healthy. So the answer is always it depends. Height, weight, gender, where you started, bone structure, blah, blah, blah. But to your point, yes, you are going to be healthy physically before you get to your extreme aesthetic goals of being super lean for the fucking picture or whatever you're trying to do if you're not competing in a physique competition. But that's where you take a diet break, you reframe. Okay, is this the time to chill? Is this the time to chase a performance goal? Is this time to maintain and just be healthy? Is this a time to build muscle and go backwards a little bit to further cut, or is it time to take a deep breath and further cut? You know what I mean? So once you get to that point, don't think more is better always when you're coming down if health is your goal.
I guess we're still kind of between the two, but if say I'm overweight and I'm losing body fat, at what point do I become, you said, obviously, right, it depends, but it's very hard. How would you tell somebody who doesn't know how to measure? Because like, how do I measure if I'm at a weight that's healthy versus it's kind of arbitrary?
You want like a range of body fat percentage, or even if they can't track their body fat percentage?
Yeah, even if they can't track. Like,
I would say,
do you have any tips? Or I guess
that would be like, I wish all doctors were awesome to where you could go see a doctor and he wouldn't do BMI. He would put you on the scale and see where you were and where you are.
Yeah.
And just use that as a minuscule tool, draw blood to see where A1C, lipid levels, cholesterol, triglycerides, and all your blood markers are at. Because that's basically how I judge health.
Optimal health. Okay.
Is more of like, so performance, squat, bench, deadlift, vertical jump, 40-yard dash, and then skill-specific stuff. Aesthetics is literally diet, dehydrate, take your shirt off, and flex and pose. And health is really, I mean,
what's going on
other
inside,
than
right?
other than or physical health, let's say.
Yeah.
Because mental, spiritual, and emotional are separate.
Very different.
For physical health, for me, it's literally just blood work.
Yeah, because I mean, when you think of health, I mean, we talked about this in the fat loss episode. Subcutaneous fat really has very little factor on the body whatsoever. Visceral fat does. So I guess there's body comp stuff that can measure visceral fat.
Good point.
Degree. So if you get down to 0, if you have like, because I've seen people who had a lot of visceral fat and they've lost a lot, and that's like.
Can you get to 0?
Yeah.
On visceral?
On visceral, yeah.
And you just have like a whatever, 14% body fat,
I've
but
seen,
no visceral
I've seen
fat.
somebody with like 25% body fat with 0 visceral fat.
Really? Okay, so that's perfect. So you're still maybe chubby, but you're healthy.
Exactly, right?
So you're nowhere near where you want to be fucking six-pack on the beach, but at least you're not obese and there's not fat around your organs anymore.
Which is, I mean, the visual aesthetic plays into the mental and emotional health, obviously, but we're talking about actual higher bodies functioning, right? Blood work and then some sort of scan if you can get those. Which they're all cheaper now. The DEXAs and stuff like that are only
totally worth it to do. And then blood work, I guess, if you have a doctor and insurance, is super cheap, but they have online for like $150.
Yeah.
So that's worth it to do too, once or twice a year. Health awareness, like I said, if you have some autoimmune stuff, some psoriasis, some fucking acid reflux, some diarrhea, some fucking skin rash, some digestive issues, mucus,
acne,
sneezing, skin stuff. Your fucking skin is a direct reflection. The skin is like
the largest organ in the
it's
body.
the largest organ, and it's like a filter, almost like the liver, where your inside shit is going to show up on the outside for sure.
The outside air and whatever's in there is just coming in contact with the body all the time, right? There's pores, and there's stuff that has to go through the cells. So it's a big barrier. So if there's something happen up there, again, it's a good reflection of the internal.
Big time. So if you got skin issues, get rid of wheat, get rid of dairy, drink more water, and take vitamin D, and then go get a blood panel or an allergy test to see if there's other things. Maybe fucking you don't handle nuts well. Maybe it's whatever the fuck, nightshades or something. You know what I mean?
It could be a lot of things.
It could be a lot of things. Like I said, wheat and dairy, especially conventional American shit, is the first thing I pull out. But everybody else is, like I said, could be nuts. Could be.
A lot of people have some degree of lactose intolerance.
Oh yeah,
and then
for sure.
A lot of people also have some degree of gluten.
Yeah, same thing with gluten. It's like 100% of people don't digest it.
But
it's only like 35% of people that's like dangerous and celiac and are actually going to shit your pants or whatever. Because it's not the same as like Italian, European heirloom wheat that's not GMO. It's a lot different.
In her backyard.
Right, completely different.
Yeah.
If you digest that, you're fine. So it's not all wheat, all gluten, all dairy even.
But the only way you know is getting a test, getting blood work.
And becoming aware.
So you can't fix something if you don't know what's broken, right? 100%. Or you don't even know if it's broken, right? You won't fix it.
So everything is going to get broken down. Like I said, if you're underweight, you need a caloric surplus. If you're overweight, you need a caloric deficit. But if you don't care what you look like or what the scale does and you just want to be healthy, nutrition is basically just quality over quantity at this point. Whole healthy food, whether that's going to be all meat, whether that's going to be no meat, whether that's going to be high fat, whether it's going to be, the macro ratios don't matter.
Because you can get low quality of all vegetables, low quality of all meat. So it's, again, quality and quantity can be high quality, low quality exists in both spectrums, vegan.
So to be general, I would say that is wild caught fish over farmed fish or seafood in general. Organic produce is huge when you're talking fruits and vegetables. Grass-fed or wild-caught game versus conventional red meat is pretty nasty.
Yeah,
Cage-free eggs versus free-range chickens versus caged-up, horrible, tortured chickens.
Yeah, if you're talking about the most, and this is all like to a degree, right? They're all different degrees, right? The most optimal would be like you have your own soil that you grew and composted and grew your own vegetables with all the variables controlled out and had your own chickens.
And let the chickens eat throughout there, right? So they're irrigating the soil, they're shitting in the soil, they're eating the bugs.
Your own ecosystem.
You get your own ecosystem.
That's all organic. You have control over those zero variables. You know everything, but that's very difficult, right? Obviously, for most people to.
So the most you can do is.
A lot of people around here, we live in New Jersey, so it's lucky that we have some space here, but a lot of my friends have chickens. And
I was going to say, cage-free eggs you can afford because you can find a farm.
Yeah, growing your own vegetables it takes work, but it's also the benefit of quality, right?
Or buy organic when you can. Do you buy into like the, what is it, like the Dirty Dozen Sacred 7 or whatever the fuck it is, where it's like it's worth spending the money to get organic versus maybe not. So like shit like apples that they spray the hell out of because they're sweet and bugs love them, or like root vegetables because they're in the shitty Roundup soil and whatnot.
Yeah.
You want those organic for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But then there's some things, I don't know, maybe berries because you could rinse them off or something like that you maybe can get away with not organic if you're pinched for money.
Yeah.
But if you're not, everything organic for sure. It's a fucked up world that you have to pay more money for no chemicals.
Yeah,
and the government
that's
subsidizes
great.
GMO wheat, soy, and corn. But if you want to grow organic stuff, you have to pay them more to get certified organic. It's a fucked up world,
Makes
but
sense.
I can't change that. What I can do is tell you organic makes a big difference for health. For body composition, almost no difference, because body composition is really, in the short term, is going to come down to calories in, calories out.
Yep.
Long-term health, you really want organic, grass-fed for your red meat, free range for your chicken and eggs, and wild caught for your seafood. Big time.
Like on that note too, for the whole quality versus quantity, with the body composition goals, ultimately, if we're doing everything ideally and optimally, you'll be able to see tangible results physically.
Yes.
Health, not always the case, right? So eating, it's more of, again, you can feel like just sensing in your body between eating shit food and eating good food. It happens to people all the time. But sometimes it's a little bit more subtle and you may not notice it. But
if you weren't really sick or had an autoimmune thing like we talked about, and you're just a normal person, you may not feel it. That's where I think you can then peel into the layers of emotional, spiritual, and mental to see where, because nobody's perfect, believe it or not. You look pretty good, but you might not be perfect, you know what I mean? But, for example, yoga, lifting weights, and eating food isn't your problem. Right? For you, to use you for an example, you got to dive into mental, emotional, and spiritual shit. You know what I mean? Not that you haven't worked on physical stuff in the past, but that's kind of on autopilot now because you know what you're doing with food and exercise, and we're layering into other stuff.
And it's all connected, so the more I can, not develop, but the more I can free up energy in those spaces, the more
big time
the other ones are going to grow, right?
Big time. And they all help each other because they are all connected. But that's where, I think my point was, that's where you can feel better because now you're working on neurotransmitters and getting proper melatonin at night, serotonin in the morning, getting going, because when that's backwards, you got no melatonin at night and you can't sleep and you wake up with no serotonin and you're fucking tired and depressed. Not cool.
No bueno.
Not cool. So, nutrition. Quality over quantity unless you're underweight, overweight, or have physique aesthetic goals.
Getting in your micronutrients too, making sure balanced diet. Balance means variety of foods, so high quality foods.
And mentally and emotionally not being so restrictive that you can do, making up numbers here, 90% whole organic foods and 10% alcohol,
more
cake,
relaxed.
cookies, relaxed, ice cream.
Yeah.
10% of the time versus whatever numbers people are making up, 100% strict, 0%, whatever.
Hard to sustain that.
Yeah, exactly.
And in an enjoyable world where you want to go out and have fun with friends, stuff like that. So.
Perfect. So I would say with that, still never eat anything that's going to set you back. Like if you can't digest dairy, you either need to take lactose pills, get dairy-free ice cream, or don't eat ice cream. But that doesn't mean don't have some type of sweet treat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sustainability. So then everybody needs some type of training. I would say walking is a prerequisite to being a human being, so we're not going to count that in exercise or training. But everyone needs some sort of resistance training. Now, if you don't have a physique goal where you want to build a whole bunch of muscle, maybe 2 times a week fucking hitting the machines and hitting the weight stack on the cables and just push, pull, hinge, squat, and gait. So just basic human movement patterns. 2 to 3 times a week and you're fine. When you want minimum of 4 times a week if you have aesthetic goals, and it could be, like I said, 6 to 14 to more times a week if you're an athlete in training sessions. So walking we're not going to count. Resistance training I'm not going to say lifting weights, I'm not going to say barbells, I'm not going to say whatever the fuck.
Resistance is resistance.
Resistance is resistance. So some type of resistance training, and I won't say cardio because people are going to think slow jog on the treadmill. I'm going to say
thumping on the treadmill,
raising your heart rate once or twice a week. Whether that's a hike, whether that's some sprints, whether that's just you join a fucking men's league for soccer, a women's league for volleyball.
If it's fun, even better because that's mental, emotional health. Now we're getting into as well.
Big time. And sustainable.
And like you said, hiking, because I've done cardiovascularly taxing hikes where I've loaded up a backpack with like 40 pounds, 45 pounds.
Oh, the right hike at the right elevation for the right amount of miles? Are you kidding me right now? You get smoked.
I prefer that 100%. That's probably my favorite way to get cardio in, honestly. It's just the least accessible.
I would rather hike 10 miles than run 1 mile.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Bold strategy.
Bold strategy.
Hiking 10 is a long time.
Have you seen those guys who do like competition races up mountains?
Oh yeah.
In like ridiculous amounts of time?
There's mutants
They're
out there.
sprinting up mountains.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Crazy mutants out there.
Not me.
You don't have to do all that if your goal is health, but some type of connection with nature, some type of walking, some type of resistance training, and some type of getting the heart rate up is important.
And like you said,
That's
nature too, because I mean, we're all glued to this. I mean, I do a lot of graphic design stuff on my computer all the time too. And you think, well, I need to have all my focus here because that's where all my world is, that's my work is. You'd be surprised how much getting outside, getting in touch with nature will help your brain. Helping your brain will help you create better, feel better, get new ideas.
Newsflash for you.
Perspective.
We are nature.
Whoa, yeah. We're just because we're wearing fancy suits. And
We just got fancy monkey suits. That's about it. Yeah. So this is like a singular focus. When you get into nature, there's more of a broad focus, and it pulls different switches in your brain to, like you said, let you be more efficient at actual work. Where here, your brain is like trying to be on one track. So some people are really good at that, and even they need a brain break from now and then. But that's where some people are like, oh, I have ADD, I can't concentrate, whatever. That doesn't mean you're bad or sick or you need to be popping pills for life.
Yeah.
None of that makes any sense. But when you go out into nature, you're not judging each tree or stuck into one view.
Yeah, you
you're
don't
always
stare at
looking
a single
around.
branch.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Analyzing it, you're taking in, like
Taking in the whole thing. So it's
not judging, like you said that too, because you're just allowing things to pop in.
the whole time on here, you're judging one way or another.
Yeah.
Good, bad, this, that,
Swipe left,
whatever.
swipe right, yeah.
See, all that shit is some form of judgment. When there's no judgment taken away.
Judgment is the narrowing of, connection to yourself. Right now we're getting to different levels here, but when you narrow that, then you're limiting physically, mentally, emotionally the things you can progress towards.
And you're going to come back and you're going to have more energy and more creativity for what you are doing. So that little walk break is not just physical help, mental, emotional, and spiritual help as well.
And going back to touch on resistance training, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to build muscle, I just want to be healthy. Well, little did you know that your whole body moves because you have muscle, and
muscle pulls
I don't
on
know
the bones.
The exact number, maybe you do, or the exact age where
Bone density
drops, and also you start to lose muscle mass.
Big time. 40, 45?
Yeah, like I think, don't quote me on this, but like it's 1 to 3% every year. 3% is a lot of muscle.
At a certain point, yeah.
3% is a lot of muscle. And you think, well, what does muscle do? Well, the people you see walking in wheelchairs for no other reason other than they didn't take care of the muscle mass, or on canes, or using supports before they need to. And there's plenty of people who are active and build those or maintain muscle, right? It's very hard to build muscle, but that's not the goal. We're maintaining your muscle, which maintains your function of your limbs. Right? If you want function of your limbs and be able to enjoy doing things with your grandkids or your kids, or just
not be in pain.
Not be in pain. Yeah.
If you're already a grown adult, that's perfect, what you said, maintaining what we have. But the research shows as soon as you're about double digits in age, you need to be hitting the weight stack to build as much as you can. Because after whatever the number is, 25, 35, 45, it's going to stop growth and turn into maintenance.
It's not 25, is it? Because I'm fucked.
Yeah, you're already over the hill, dude. You're done for.
I'm done.
You already got a fucking bum wing.
Yeah, basically.
Back, bad knees. 25 is the new fucking 45. They lied to you, y'all.
Yeah.
You went backwards.
Son of a bitch.
The evolution was going up and up and up, and then they gave us 2008. They invented the iPhone, and it's all over.
It was just
And then de-evolution happening.
wow,
Which is kind of true from a Darwinian sense. You know what I mean?
But isn't that interesting, right? Because look at the position you're at in the womb. You're in
Yes.
this curled up little fetal position,
And then you become more erect,
and now we're
you're
going back
curled
into
up.
becoming
De-evolution.
we're becoming babies.
And I was thinking more even of the species, like back in the day, like the good hunters and the smart, tough women would survive and reproduce. Now every dumb fuck would have.
Now we want everybody. No, I sound like a dick because I'm saying that not everybody should live. But if you're gonna live,
you don't say it, I'm gonna say
if
it.
you're gonna live,
Be
do
productive.
everybody else a favor and take care of yourself, because you will have an impact whether you like it or not, or whether you want to or not, on your environment, on the other people in your environment. And if you don't take care of yourself, there's a chance it'll be a negative impact. And now you're hurting other people because
Everybody
you
else.
didn't take care of yourself.
Because now, everybody's fat and unhealthy, so we have to shut down schools and businesses. Instead of, you could just take some vitamin D, exercise once in a while,
Because
not be at a health risk for the public.
We're also already seeing, just to touch on that, not that we need to go too deep into that, but the people who are the most healthy, not the most healthy, but the healthiest, are peaches and cream, even if they do get it, and even if they do experience symptoms, they're not dying from it.
Nope.
And there's a strong correlation to that. But we're in a Band-Aid world where it's
That's the problem.
Band-Aid world.
Yep. With everything, pill popping and scrolling.
Pill popping and scrolling.
That's all people want to do.
Pill popping and scrolling.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's somebody's got to
It's a new
remix the
song.
song, but it's not good. So training's important, no matter what. Even if you have no performance goals or no aesthetic goals, you should be hiking, biking, swimming, picking up rocks, doing something 2 to 3 times a week. Like I said, if it's performance or aesthetics, you're going to need more for more stimulus. If it's for health, let's call it 2 to 3 times a week. Now, recovery. You have active recovery and passive recovery. Scheduling things like a float tank, a massage, acupuncture, cryotherapy, dry needling, blah, 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 blah. All these things are nice, but even just a light bike ride, a walk, some stretching, a foam roller, a lacrosse ball, a rubber band, whatever, can be active recovery that you do on your own versus sauna, hot tub, ice bath, more, or even more passive, just laying there and getting a massage or something like that. So,
and with active recovery too, one thing that's helped me, because it's very easy when I'm done working out, like I'm done being healthy, like I'm done.
I did my 1 hour.
I get to be unhealthy
For 23 more hours.
If you're not actively, if being healthy has to be an active thing for you, and then if you're not being actively doing it, that means you're being unhealthy, right? So if I'm not working out and I just go back to my Netflix and chill, and I'm doing this action here, and all of a sudden I'm curled up, my low back's gonna be jacked up. Now I'm taking a step back.
I was going to say, every decision you make is either taking a step towards your health or away from it.
Right? So being aware in every single moment, I can still watch Netflix.
Yes.
But I'm going to go down the floor.
But I'm going to breathe through my nose, and I'm going to, instead of mouth breathing.
Light stretching and stuff like that. It makes a massive difference.
Massive difference.
I'm very inflexible naturally, and just doing that, having started doing that when I was like doing martial arts back in the day, and even now, as I'm getting older and stiffer, over the whole 27 years old, makes a massive difference. Just light. Didn't have to push yourself or.
No.
Because my mindset is always like, I need to get to this thing. That's my old mindset.
Mindset.
But now I can just grab wherever and just feel good. Now I know I'm actively doing something. That's already a win, right?
It's already a win.
Small wins make big difference.
Stack them up. They'll add up. I love that. 168 hours in a week. If you're going to the gym 3 hours a week, what the fuck are you doing with the 165 other hours? Yeah. You know what I mean? What do you think the body's going to adapt to?
Yeah.
The 3 hours of crushing my lifts, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Or 3 hours on the treadmill, or the 165 other hours.
I think I said this in the other episode. Like the frat guys that would just get huge arms bench and go outside and smoke cigarettes outside the gym.
Which, once again, is not going to affect their aesthetic goals at all, but it's certainly going to affect their health.
And I'm going to say this goal, definitely more so than any of the other goals, is when we say it's a lifestyle, this is the lifestyle. Because the body comp goal is you're going to get to some goal and to be done with it. Because you can't go 14%, you're not going to go past 7%.
You could do nothing spiritually, nothing mentally, trash your health, and calculate calories and get shredded.
And get shredded, 100%.
For sure. You could fucking do steroids, drink every weekend, smoke cigarettes, and just calculate your calories. And be super unhealthy and super lean.
But health
makes it sustainable, first of all.
Yes, yeah. And again, it changes. It has much of an impact on the mental, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual.
Big time.
Which, whether you believe it or not, which you will end up getting if you didn't get it already by listening to this, it's really important.
And I put hydration with nutrition. So no matter what, like I said, if you have no performance or aesthetic goal, you still have to stay hydrated for health, big time. However, do you know the cheapest form of recovery?
Cheapest?
Yeah, it's free.
Sleep.
Sleepy time.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Circadian rhythm of, like I said.
Imagine if you had to pay for sleep.
Well,
do you think people would sleep more if you had to pay for sleep? Because then seen as like a luxury or something like that, Because now they're so deprived. Like, I really need it, man. I really need it. I gotta pay. Because when you pay for something, you attach a value to it.
Big time.
When something's free, you don't give a shit about it.
You ever write somebody a free training program or a free diet? They fucking wipe their ass with that shit.
Yeah.
But as soon as they pay for it, it's the fucking holy grail.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and shit.
That's interesting. Paid sleep.
Paid sleep. Because I was thinking you pay for like a hotel, but that's not necessarily sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you pay for bed.
Yeah.
You could pay for sleeping pills, but that's still not sleep.
It's not sleep. That's interesting.
But if there was some type of advanced technology where they're like, we figured it out. You don't have to sleep. Now you can be more productive by taking this pill. So people could stay up 24 hours instead of 16 hours. Then people would pay for sleep, where they give you another pill that wears off that pill, and you actually get to fucking sleep.
Now we're just taking a shit ton of pills back and forth just to be up and down, up and down, up and down.
So
sounds very similar to, yeah, I was going to say, very similar to what's happening right now.
This is, I mean, Mad Max was set in 2021.
That's crazy, yeah. No, it's not.
That's happening. So sleep is the biggest thing for recovery. Then you go into active and passive as far as like scheduling stuff for people to do to you and on you and for you. And then movement. Hey now. Well, that's the Bulgarian weightlifters, the Bulgarian Olympic lifters. They would do a snatch, hit the timer for 3-minute rest, smoke a cigarette, put it in the ashtray. As soon as the timer went off, do another rep. And it was 2 training days a week, 6 days a week. And on Sunday was massage and a hooker and booze, and then back to training on Monday.
Sounds like
they won more gold medals than anybody.
What are you saying, Sean?
I'm saying if you want to fucking Olympic weightlift, it used to be Bulgaria. Now it's
Bulgaria.
Maybe Russia and China. China for sure.
China for sure, yeah.
Dude, Liu Xiaojun.
Liu Xiaojun's
that's my boy.
Monster, dude.
Google Liu
Xiaojun. That's
gorgeous
big,
man, by
gorgeous
the way.
man. Definite
Perfect
athlete
physique.
man crush.
Certainly not natty, and I'm not even mad at it.
Me neither. Give a shit. Give a shit.
It's perfect.
Jesus.
And China's been juicing since he was 6.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking beautiful. Perfect. So that's how I separate recovery. Sleep is number 1, then active and passive stuff. Tips and tricks to stay on track. This is where, like you said, excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Therefore, we are what we repeatedly do, okay? This is where your habits and your routines come in. When do you fucking go shopping for food? When do you cook food? When do you journal? When do you take a nap? When do you meditate? When do you go for a walk? When do you exercise? When do you go for your massage? Scheduling these things out, I think the biggest tip and trick for just health is scheduling out the
routine,
week.
Yeah.
Creating a routine. When do you wake up? When do you go to sleep? When do you meditate? When do you train? When do you walk? Even if I'm never going to exercise ever, but you schedule 2 10-minute walks a day, the timer goes off and you get up off the fucking laptop and go for a walk, whatever it is. But if you are training, and then same thing, if you fucking fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. If you don't cook ahead of time, make a shopping list, go shopping, cook some stuff ahead of time, or at least have healthy foods in the house. Yeah. If you wait till you're hungry, it's too late. Or for people that don't have a big appetite, if you wait and don't have meals planned out, you're fucked anyway.
Yeah, like Wade mentioned earlier, what are you doing the rest of the?
Yeah.
It's for health specifically. If you want to be as optimal as you can,
it's a lifestyle, bro.
It is absolutely a lifestyle, bro.
But it is.
It is. It's like, how are you and the reason why scheduling is so important is because if you don't actively have an intention that you're moving towards, you're going to default to unconscious patterns.
Oh, yeah.
There's a very, very high chance your unconscious patterns are the unhealthy things that got you to your place of wanting to get healthier.
100%.
So,
and that's where the spiritual shit comes in. Enlightenment doesn't happen on a meditation cushion or in a cave or on a mountain or on a yoga mat. Enlightenment happens when you are aware of an old bullshit pattern that's not serving you anymore, and you stop it, and you take a deep breath, and you change to a new, healthier behavior. That's what health and enlightenment is in that sense.
I mean, speaking of enlightenment, I love it. This is one of my favorite Buddha quotes, especially for our field of work. Your body is precious. It is your vehicle for awakening. Treat it with care.
It literally is your vehicle. It literally is. The way I think about it a lot of times is this is a rental car. You don't want to treat it like a hotel or a rental car where you're putting fucking cigarette butts out on it and hitting the curb.
Fill up the gas before you bring it back.
But you fill
make
up
sure
the
it's clean. You can't be have vomit in that shit.
So let's not even say a rental car. Let's say like a lease car.
Yeah.
Because you have to take care
payments
of it.
You're
making payments and you're taking care of it.
Yeah.
So let's call it a lease. This is a lease.
It's yours.
And you are going to go on after it.
Yeah.
You're going to have potentially another vehicle.
Potentially.
Maybe.
Get Tesla.
Right. After the fact. Right. Hopefully.
Go electric.
But either way, we know that this is a lease and you need to take care of it.
Isn't that funny? Right now we use like gas. It's just like oil, which is a naturally occurring thing. Our bodies are organic and naturally occurring, but we're going towards electric cars. Soon, potentially electric android bodies.
100%. And that's no coincidence.
AI. No coincidence. It's all connected.
Everything is connected. You got any other tips and tricks? My biggest thing is like I said, meditate at the same time, train on the same days, go to sleep, wake up around the same time, maybe even meal timing, shopping days and times, journaling days and times, socializing days and times.
There's so much. I mean, we can do. We'll do an episode just on like schedule and
Sure,
routine.
Sure.
One thing for me that has been really helpful, and that's just it's the only way I schedule now, whether it's in a Google Calendar or something else, is just block scheduling, which is basically if I have my whole Monday here, and it shows up like 6 a.m. to whatever 12 a.m. at nighttime, if every space on that is filled with something, that doesn't necessarily mean it's filled with stuff to do, but it means I'm organizing my time. So I'm going to actively block out if I want free time. So that's designated free time. Because if there's gaps in there, well, now I'm listless now. Now there's no direction. Now, now I can devolve into something else. There's no time limit. There's no structure to your routine.
Even if it's just blocked off as chill time, dicking around time.
I recommend actively blocking off chill time.
Love that.
Because now, for one, you look at a schedule and see everything's blocked off, and I have an appointment, but then I block off, there's a
12 before I got nothing.
Right.
You're going to end up pill popping and scrolling and opening up tabs.
And if you work at any job where you have to deal with other people, or if you have to go, you wouldn't, schedule an appointment and then not show up for your appointment for something. If you are one of those people, you need to stop doing that shit.
Yep.
But treat yourself like you would treat an important client or a doctor or a lawyer or something very important, because you would not miss that.
You're more important than them anyway.
Exactly.
And once you start treating yourself correctly, you're going to treat other people correctly. I love that. So schedule everything, including free time.
Schedule the free time. So everything should be filled up, but there should also be some gaps in there for free time, for eating, for just.
So you can do the whole thing. You can schedule your whole life, meaning block off an approximate sleep time, an approximate wake time.
Exactly.
And then even if it's 1 hour for scratching my nuts, making breakfast, making coffee in the beginning.
I block off time for getting ready, and I know exactly how long it takes me to get ready.
Approximately, and then because you've done it on routine. Yeah. And then, like I said, this is when I'm doing this project. Then I'm going to lift weights for an hour. I'm going to stretch for 30 minutes. I'm going to work for 6 hours. I'm going to take a walk for 10 minutes. 2 hours of free time here, where in that free time could be a movie, could be Netflix, could be whatever.
But now you're not going to let that spill over into your other valuable time because you blocked it off.
Because you blocked it off.
And one thing that goes along with that, I mean, you don't have to have an Apple Watch, but I do, and it's convenient for this, or any kind of watch, rather, or a phone. Just set, if you got now you got the time blocked, now as soon as you start a new time block, set a timer for it.
Love it.
So now I know, so can I do that for people who scroll a lot? Like if you're having trouble weaning off of that, 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Oh, I like that.
I get to scroll, 5 minutes, boop, 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 stop.
But now it's not mindless anymore.
But now I know I have a limit. And now when you do put a limit on something, that changes your intention. Well, I only have 5 minutes. Well, what do I actually want to learn? And chances are when you do that, you're probably going to actually be looking at stuff that's probably more useful for you rather than just nonsense bullshit. But if you do like a nonsense bullshit, at least it's going to end at some point.
Love that. I love that.
Get back to the work.
Because mindless is the opposite of mindful, which is what we're trying to be with awareness. I got another tip and trick. Learn how to fucking cook for yourself, okay? If you're super rich and you can either hire a private chef or pay for, or medium rich and you can pay for meal prep service, there's plenty of healthy ones out there. If not, learn how to cook and learn some healthy recipes at that point.
Don't need a
just
ton.
Sustainable.
Just need a few that you get really good at.
Just a rotation of healthy stuff.
Makes a massive
And there's
difference.
no way. Everybody has YouTube. It's not hard or
expensive. It's way more fulfilling for one to cook your own food.
So much better.
Different experience. Tastes better, honestly. You know what you're putting in it for one. So for body comp goals, calorie goals, now you have way more control.
I think it's fun in like so many different ways. It's like cathartic. It's relaxing. It's enjoyable in like 9 different ways. But even if you hate cooking, if you have health or aesthetic goals, priorities.
Priorities. What's more important? Mouth pleasure or your goals, right? If mouth pleasure is more important, then maybe
that's fine.
That's fine, but maybe don't put this in the back burner and stop pretending that stop forcing yourself, not pretending, stop forcing yourself to get to something that you're not ready for.
Next tip and trick would be learn how to make smart choices when you do eat out. So A, we're not going full-blown off the rails, and B, which I see even more often, full-blown anxiety, panic attacks. Oh my God, I'm at a restaurant.
What am I going to do?
I'm going to die. I can't order a water with lemon and a salad with grilled chicken and dressing on the side. I have to have a full-blown panic attack
And then I'm just going to binge and lose control and, you know.
So maybe you do end up making an okay choice, so your physical health is fine, but now you're just blowing your mental and emotional health because you didn't plan ahead and know how to make smart choices. Nowadays, you can always ask the waiter, does it have gluten? Does it have dairy? Does it have soy? Is it breaded?
A lot of places at least put their calorie counts on the meals, whether that's entirely accurate. That gives you at least some sort of gauge.
Some sort of gauge, and once again, that can go for or against mental health if you're obsessed over numbers or whatever. But
if you scheduled it out, you knew you were going to go out with fucking Frankie.
Plan. Yeah.
And now I can rearrange.
And just because Frankie and them are drinking beers and having brownies with ice cream on it doesn't mean that you can't get the salad with grilled chicken or whatever else.
Yeah, and if Frankie and the boys shame you for doing that, that's a reflection of them, not you, right?
100%. And it's funny when you observe stuff like that.
Oh,
when people are judging and making fun of other people.
For trying to take care of themselves or have a goal.
If you're reactive right away, you're like, oh, they made me feel bad. But if you fucking zoom out,
it's a reflection on them.
I now have compassion for them because something's eating them up that they want to be mean to someone else to bring someone else down.
Yeah.
So now, instead of you being, because then you got three options, and correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody lashes out like that and makes fun of you, you either become reactive and you just feel bad, and you're like, oh, you're mean, I feel bad now.
Yeah, well,
now you're just feeling bad, and they go, haha, I won. Or you fire back, and you're like, fuck you.
Now you're in a gunfight.
Now you're in a gunfight. And one of my favorite historical figures, Martin Luther King, said you can't beat darkness with darkness. Only light can do that. So you can't beat hate with hate. Only love can beat hate.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? So the third thing is, instead of just having a gunfight or crying and taking all of it, you have compassion for them and observe, oh, shit.
Detach from the experience.
They detach from it, and you're like, they don't like something about themselves, consciously or subconsciously. 90% of the time,
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Subconscious. They don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just being mean because your dad was mean to you, and now you're being mean to me. So I can continue this cycle of bullshit and be mean to you, and you're going to be mean to somebody else, and it's going to go on
But
forever.
now I'm hurting you by letting you stay in that pattern.
Or I take your power away.
And then when you do take your power away, that gives them at least an opportunity to maybe see something themselves.
Which is literally for like Christian folks out there what Jesus meant when he was talking about turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Don't fight back. Your ego wants to fight back.
Yield, yeah.
Don't fight back. It's not worth it.
That's the Tao. Yield like water.
Yeah.
Just be like water. Just let it yield.
Turn the other cheek. Don't fight back.
Yeah.
Can't fight hate with hate. Gotta love the hate. That's fucked up shit.
And it's judge people. Like, everybody judges in whether that becomes like a full blown like aggressive separate judgment or discernment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I classify discernment as more conscious judgment.
Yes.
But the kind of negative judgment, the person judging thinks they're making a statement about the other person, a condemning statement of the other person, but anybody who's aware to the situation knows that you just create a statement by yourself when you judged, which is interesting. So
you can choose to fight fire with fire or have compassion for them.
Yeah.
And then hopefully that lets them become aware of...
Because now they're just holding it with themselves, right?
And everybody feels better. So that's how mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually you get better and stay on track health-wise. Because health is literally, bulking blocks end, strength blocks end, cutting diets end. Health doesn't end, my friends, until the very last day. And then even then, it might
happening when you're awake, happening when you're asleep.
24/7. So take care of yourselves, love yourself, plan ahead, plan and then execute. Say your vitamins, take your prayers.
Take my prayers.
And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Adios.